don't do
Is there a possibility we trade for T Higgins, being that the Bengals are now open for trading? They ain't sending him here, I guarantee you.
Zero chance.
Everyone wanted to yell at me the other night when I came up with a plausible scenario based on PFF's board that the Steelers might trade us a pick, and people lost their minds and I'm an idiot. There's no way the Bengals will give you a dude that wins passes for them. No.
No.
I mean, I like to think outside the box, but damn. And Rafiq, that's not a complete to you. But no, I think there are very few teams, and people want to yell at me for like AFC teams aren't going to trade with us. Well, some of them aren't. No, but the Buffalo Bills did. That's how you got Patrick Mahomes. I just want to point that out. It does happen sometimes. I don't think the Bengals are one of those teams.
I agree.
And that's okay. Screw them. Let them drown in their own sorrows. Anyway, Des, thank you for the support, buddy. Which teams in the draft are the best fit in KC? Have you had a chance to watch them yet?
I've watched some of them. At this point, I just don't think that tight end is on the table anymore. I just don't think it's on the table. And it's not because of the Irv Smith signing. It's because of their needs. And the fact that I still think Travis is going to play 2 or 3 years myself. And if they don't draft a tight end this year, that should tell you they feel pretty comfortable about him playing a few more years. Because if they're taking a tight end high, then you're starting to see, okay, the team has an idea that maybe he's not going to play as long as myself. But if they don't, then he's at least communicated to them that he plans on sticking around a little bit longer than the rumors that have been talked about, which no one should have really ever bought, in my opinion. But fit-wise, depends on what you're looking for, honestly. If you're looking for someone that's going to be more of a blocker, the tight end, Tip Raymond, I forget his name. He's out of Illinois.
Yeah.
He plays at Illinois. That's Ryman. Yeah, he's a good athletic upside kind of player. He's going to give you a ton of effort. He's going to block well, and you could get him on day 3, and you could be like, "Yo, dude, we're going to try and do what we did with Jody Fortson with you, but you can block right now. You can come in and do that now, and then maybe develop into a pass catcher." So he's someone on day 3 if the Chiefs trade down, acquire maybe another 5th or 6th round pick. His athletic testing was really good, so maybe he goes a little bit higher, but 4th, 5th round ish, that would be someone I'm looking at.
I completely agree. He's on my list. Theo Johnson's on my list. Sanat from K-State's on my list.
Theo Johnson's going day 2.
Conversion. Yeah, you think so?
I wish. I think he's going day 2. I wish it wouldn't happen, but he is.
I think Johnny Wilson's going day 2 as well, and he's another conversion candidate that I do love the concept, but yeah, hard to get him. Great question, Des. Thank you, sir. Thoughts on Mason Smith? If we drafted him similar size to CJ and his 5-star recruit, I'd take a swing. What do you think, Dan?
Mason Smith is the defensive tackle out of LSU, correct?
I think so, yes.
He's not
Mackay. Mackay's the guy I always end up watching.
Yeah, so Smith is, again, first step. He's a first step explosion kind of guy. His problem is that he's similar size to CJ, doesn't know how to use it. He's very raw with his hands and his power. So if he gets in the gap early, good for him. But he takes himself out of gaps like Chris Jones does, and he doesn't have the athletic ability to get back into that gap or get in the backfield to do that. I don't think he's going to hold up as well. But again, it's athletic upside you're betting on, those penetration type guys. So I wouldn't take him before 4th round, probably myself. I think that there's going to be a team that goes on day 2 and drafts him. So fit-wise, it makes sense, but they also brought back Tershawn Wharton. So you have Chris Jones and Tershawn Wharton. It doesn't lead to a ton of draft a 3rd guy for that role.
Yeah. I think if there's somebody in the top 100 and the other positions don't look as good, you have a good grade on somebody. It is Fisk, maybe. You know, if it stands out and it's a possibility, maybe they go for it. But it can't be like the priority. But that's what Dave's asking. And Dave, thank you. Longtime supporter here on the channel and one of our members. What are your priorities after this Need in Hollywood business?
Yeah, they stay the same for me personally. I think corner comes up a little bit more because of what we talked about earlier. Just not having real answers to some questions that I personally don't believe, and I think the team feels the same way. But we'll find out Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the team is much more confident in Najee Johnson than I am because I, frankly, haven't seen him play. Haven't seen him play a damn lick of football on an NFL field at all, ever. So I'll plead ignorance there. And Hollywood doesn't change. Yeah, Hollywood doesn't change anything for me. It's a 1-year deal. What it does is if the idea of Hollywood Brown is really good for this team and they really like what's happening, then maybe you select a similar player and let him roll into that role next year. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I like it. For me, I'll just be blatant. It's still tackle 1, receiver 2, and then I have to go right now. DT still, then corner, guard, tight end, running back last. Yes, you have to supplement there. There'll either be UDFAs, there'll be some free agents that stick around. I know we have to have another running back because it's slim pickings behind Pacheco right now, and I understand that. That's where I have the priorities, Dave. Thank you for the question. Kyle, thank you. How would you rank the current needs there? So I put these together just slightly different. I think you get the deal. And how would you draft them if there was an equally valued player at the position in each round? Tackles are top heavy in my opinion, but there's dev guys that you can go to. Corners, like you said, are very top heavy. What, 5? 5 that can walk in and beat day 1 starters?
Yeah, I would say 5 to 6. You could probably talk yourself into one more corner because I think Mike Sanger is also a guy who could start right away. But they're more scheme dependent after that. But yeah, there's a good amount I think that you could get to start day 1.
I would look at scarcity because I feel like the defensive tackles are probably the most scarce of these 4 positions. Do you disagree?
No, I don't at all. There's one rare guy. And then you have a couple of guys that I really like. It starts to get really role specific after that. And it's hard. It's really hard in this class. I think I've done 12 defensive tackles, and it's a lot of scheme specific guys after the first maybe 3 or 4 names. And that's not where you want to be for the Chiefs. But if it is for them, maybe it is. I don't know. With Chris Jones, maybe they just say, hey, we'll just get role specific guys and figure it out. And
role specific brings you down the board. That's less valuable in this draft. Correct. To most teams. Somebody will fall in love. They usually do. But I agree with you. And even the guys that are high have some questions. Byron Murphy's an excellent player. He's undersized. He gets to the league. He will have a harder time than he had in college. Let's be real. Fisk looks like his penetration, his functional strength through the gap makes me feel like he can transition a little bit easier than Byron. Devondre Sweat is a one-tech nose tackle to me. I don't see that he goes anywhere else. I don't know that he can do anything else. Those are probably my top 3, knowing that I've only looked cursory at them. Is any of that off, or am I crazy?
I think Byron Murphy's special. I don't have any issues projecting that to the next level. Even though he's a little undersized, he doesn't get moved. He looks like when he's playing, he looks like a legit nose tackle when they play him at nose or in the one gap or the A gap. So I'm not worried about that myself, but obviously that you never really know. I agree with you on the other tackle out of Texas, and I don't think I have real concerns about his ability to play more than half a game. Mm-hmm. Because after the first half, it's like, where'd he go?
Yeah, where'd who go?
There's nothing there. I have more questions about Braden Fisk's ability. I love his athletic ability. I love his first snap. I love his work attitude, his workman's attitude. I question his actual strength. I know that he bench pressed all right, but he's got short arms, shows up on tape, and I don't think that he's as strong against the run. I think he can get displaced quite easily. So it's that mix. He's going to live in the backfield. Sometimes you just kind of have to live with that. And if that's the role you're bringing him in, say just go penetrate. All right, I'm good with that. I'm okay with that. I like that.
Me too. Yeah, I missed that a little bit. And so, Handyman, I'm glad that plan came together perfectly.